Hey guys, this is Couch Cushions. We're so excited you can join us today. I'm Maria, also known as Mia.
And I'm Mai.
We are so excited. It has been a long journey and we've been working so hard to put everything together. We've been up very late at night working and recording, and we're finally here. And I'm just so happy that you guys can join us in this whole process and be there to support us.
Yeah, everything Maria said.
Let's get started. Our episode is titled Cha Cha Real Smooth.
Cha cha real smooth, y'all.
And so, by the title, you can probably tell that we will be talking about dancing. And we know with so many changes this last year and this upcoming year, things are so different with the pandemic, and SARS COVID-19 has ruined a lot for us. And one of the things, which isn't as major and as serious, but one of the things is that we are no longer having dance parties.
Yeah, which I think is like one of the worst things that could ever happen to the both of us because we both enjoy dancing.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
So we are pretty devastated and heartbroken, but it's also good to reminisce on the good times we have had in the past and the good experiences and the fun we've enjoyed, and hopefully look forward to the future when we can do the same again.
Absolutely. That's what this episode about. We just want you guys to chill, reminisce on some of these parties because some of you guys have attended these parties. And if you haven't, then just enjoy our stories anyways.
I feel like we should start talking about, well, the first party, but also slightly the better one, I have to admit, which is Rep Your Generation.
Rep Your Generation was definitely better than the all white party for sure. And it was the best to date in Rochester to me.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, seriously.
That's serious.
I mean, the music was great, the food was great, the people were great.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to shout out to everyone that helped out with the party. Like that party took a lot of manpower for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I can't repeat it myself, but I definitely do have an experience I want to share with this party. But I'm gonna let you say your thoughts first, and then I'll go into the story.
Okay, I'm pretty much saying the same thing as you. It was hands down the best party. One of my favorite parties, I will say. There was a wide variety of people from Rochester. I feel like different people that usually we don't hang out with that still came. People from out of town, out of state, out of country. It was a lot of people there. It was fun. This party was, I think, super awesome because, like you mentioned before, there was every generation. So for the ones that were older, it's like people were dressed up in the 70s. For us young ones, most of us did like the 90s and early 2000s. Like, who doesn't love the 90s?
Exactly. The 90s
Everyone
is where
loves the
it's at.
90s,
Yeah,
So that was fun. From the time you walked in to the time you left, you were having a good time. You were dancing, you were on the floor. It
yep.
was awesome.
Never a dull moment for
Never a
sure.
dull moment. And I just think it had everything a party needed, if I do say so
Absolutely.
myself.
Absolutely. Going into probably one of the most memorable experiences from this party, I was dancing with this guy and we were dancing to Whitney Houston's I Just Want to Dance with Somebody,
Mm.
and we were rocking, we were grooving, okay? And it's like let me tell you a little bit about this person. If he's at your party, you know it's going to be great because he's a dancer. There's going to be some dance battles. There's going to be some break dancing. Like hands down, probably one of the best dancers in Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we were dancing and he did this move where he like popped a spin, took off his wig, and chucked it across the floor. And everybody was like, oh, because it was like
He just threw his
amazing.
wig.
He just threw
Yeah.
his wig. And then the funny thing about it is, guys, he definitely asked me for that wig at the end of the party because it actually was his mom's wig and his mom wanted to wear his wig again. But
Yeah.
it was a great moment and I would never forget that. And if you weren't there to see it, I am so sorry. I don't know how much we can add for the all white party other than it was all white and our photographer shot it in black and white. So that was pretty dope.
The pictures came out phenomenal. They were all so cool. And it just, the vibe matched it. Like the all white in general, just looking into the crowd of people, it looked good.
Yeah, it definitely did. And I think for this party, I had a music party at my house. And this kind of is going to segue into us how to like get prepped for a party and things like that. So
there's planning a party prep and there's attending a party prep. When it comes to attending a party, it's a lot less work, but I don't think it's necessarily any less stressful.
Yeah, it's definitely stressful.
Your
stress levels are still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anxiety.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on like preparing for a party. So like, for example, do you buy a new outfit or do you wear clothes you already have?
If you know Maija,
yes,
you know I'm buying new everything. Okay?
Everything.
Everything new. My hair. I'm going to buy new hair to come to a party, okay? And that's it.
Yeah, no, I remember, and Maija has changed a lot, but I remember back in the day when we would go out, and not even for like a dance party, but just in general, I think it was like to watch basketball or something.
Oh, yeah.
We would go to the mall before, and Maija would buy a new outfit head to toe, like including the sneakers,
jacket, everything.
And it was a regular basis, like on a regular basis, this would happen. So Maija's buying new and it's not as bad anymore. Like, I don't think you do like the whole head to toe, but you do get your outfits and they're always very nice.
I've definitely grown up, guys, for sure. And become very more financially stable, right. I guess. But if you know Maria, and most of you guys do, you know she's pulling out something old.
Ooh, I don't like how that sounds, but it's true. If possible, I will wear something I already have. If it's a theme party like one of the ones we had before, I'll buy something new. But usually for just a regular party, at the most, if I don't have a choice, I would like to just get like maybe a new top.
And that reminds me of a graduation party that was like a Hollywood theme or whatever, how we had to be decked out in I feel like you bought like 3 dresses. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to shopping for events with Maria, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
I love her to pieces and I don't want to do it.
It is very painful because when I shop, I want to be 100% about what I'm buying. Yes. You know, not 80%, not 96%, 100%. And so for this party, there was like a dress I ended up actually like, I think I purchased 3 dresses.
Yes, you
did. Which
is
crazy, which I never do. But they were really like, they were cheap. Like, it wasn't like I was spending a lot of money, and I think I returned them after. But like, I buy because I'm like, oh, it's coming soon. The party's going to be here soon. I just need to get something. So that happened with the first 2 dresses. And I ended up picking out the 3rd one, which I loved. And it ended up
was bomb, guys. Bomb.
It ended up working out, but that was a party where I didn't have an outfit for. So I did have to go out and buy a whole dress and like everything new.
Yeah, we had to be fancy.
It was fancy and it was nice. And that party, not to cut in, but it did have one of my favorite party moments, which was Maija. I don't know who she was battling. If you know anything, do not battle Maija.
Don't do it.
Don't dance battle her. Just don't. It's not a good idea. And so this kid, I think he was from Philly.
Somewhere around those parts.
Somewhere around there. I don't know him personally. He was a good dancer, but he did try to battle Maija. And yep. I have never seen someone Millie rock so hard in my entire life. Like, in all the years of my life, I've never seen somebody dance so hard against somebody. I thought the man personally offended her. It was so serious. And it was hands down one of my favorite moments. I've never seen Maija dance like that before, and it was amazing.
Listen, I've never Millie rocked so hard at a dress.
A
long dress. This is one thing. Please do not try to battle me, especially if you're from a different city.
That makes a difference?
Yeah, especially if you're in a different country, because I definitely went to a dance party in Canada, and this girl tried to step to me, and I had to annihilate her on the dance floor. She was tough competition, though. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, he thought he was doing something, but you know.
Lesson learned.
Don't battle me, because you will get hit with a mean Millie rock in a dress.
It was pretty iconic. Like, I remember recording it. Like, this is so amazing. And I remember him like starting to dance, like battle back, but I just had to cut the camera off because Maija, it was over. Yeah. That was the end of it. And it was so great. That's just one of my favorite party moments. Can we talk about another one of my favorite moments? And I have so many, that's a problem, but there's just so many great moments that we've had.
Right.
One of them, it's not a party, and I feel like you know where I'm going with this, but it was a dance experience that we
Oh,
had.
are we
And
crossing the bridge?
we're crossing the bridge. We're going to Canada. And Maja found this ticket. I think you found tickets to a jazz night at the aquarium.
Yep, because Maria was so in love with fish and music.
Till this day. And it's like jazz and fish. They just go together. It just makes sense. So I'm like, yeah, like, yes, I'm down. We're gonna go. It's so exciting. So we're going through and it's really pleasant. You can hear the jazz in the background. And so finally by the end of the like walk through the tour of the aquarium, we get to where the live music is.
Where we should have been first.
Where we should have been first. We missed most of it and we only caught the tail end. But it was still fun.
Yeah.
And so Maisha goes to me, I forgot what song it was, but she's like, oh, we should do the electric slide because where we live, there is a jazz festival every year and it's huge. And I think it was just only like a couple of weeks before, I believe. I wasn't there, but you said you guys did the electric slide to the same song, right?
Yeah, so at the Jazz Fest, this group was playing this music, whatever. And they were playing Living My Life Like It's Golden. I'm living my life like it's golden. And I was like, yo, and the girl called people up and was like, let's do the electric slide. So I'm like, okay, oh, now I have to pay it forward and do the electric slide. Not thinking that I was in Canada.
So we started doing it. And we're like, yeah, like, you know, doing that electric slide. And no one's joining in.
Absolutely no one
So
does.
we're like, and people you would think would join in weren't. So we're like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? But then we're like, oh, maybe they don't do that in Canada. Cause like, I don't know if that's like a US line dance, but we just assumed everyone did it. So we're like, okay, whatever, it died down. And we're just like, just vibing to the music and people are dancing. It's very eccentric, but it was fun. It was a nice vibe.
It was a ton of fun. And it's so funny. It was like 2 songs later, this guy comes up to us. He's like, hey, what was that step you and your friend was doing? And I'm like, the electric slide. He goes, yeah. Can you teach my wife how to do it? So we're like, okay. So we start teaching his wife how to do it. And then I think he joined in.
Yeah.
And his parents joined in. And then like.
Yeah, just more and more people just kept coming in.
Yeah. And then that's when like I had to start yelling, 1, 2, 3, and step. 1, 2, 3, and step.
And back. 2, 3, and step. And forward. And back. And so we're like having our hands like twirl around, like telling them which direction they're going and literally giving these people a lesson on how to do the electric slide. And it was so painful because they really didn't know it. Like they didn't know the steps. And so we're like crossing over each other. And Maja and I are trying to like direct everybody back and forth.
Yep.
It was hilarious to say the least.
Yeah. And it brought everybody together. When I tell you guys, we had the aquarium rocking with the electric side. And then after that, everyone was so comfortable and just was dancing. We turned the aquarium jazz night into a dance night.
And then what the best part about it, best and worst, I would say, the same people we expected to know how to do the dance. The first time they didn't join in, but the second time they were doing it with us. And it was a group of older women. And one of them goes, and that's how you do the electric slide. And Maja and I were like, excuse us?
You left us hanging. You left us hanging in the beginning. Don't try to claim this now. Don't try to claim it now.
Yeah, like she was all excited after, and it's like, but why didn't you join the first time?
Just left us hanging. But at the end of the day, everyone joined it. And that guy that originally asked us what step we were doing, he was like, hey, can you guys come back like in December and teach, you know, like a big party of people how to do it? And at first I'm like, so how much am I getting paid? And then I was like, you know what? YouTube might be your best friend.
Yeah, we were like, just YouTube it.
Yeah, it's like YouTube the electric slide. You'll learn all the steps. But definitely, hands down, probably one of my favorite dance moments ever.
ever. It was a ton of fun. I feel like we've all had really great experiences like with dancing, and that was definitely one of the top.
So shout out to Canada. We always have a great time.
Let's skip on to our favorite parties. Did you want to go first or me?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. Actually, I'll let you go first.
Okay. So I want to talk about this party. And I know I always say the Rep Generation is my favorite party, but this party, it was in Poughkeepsie, and it was, as a whole, the whole experience was so awesome. I cannot talk enough about this party and how much I enjoyed it. We drove 4 hours to this dance party. It was 4 of us, and it was our friend who was originally invited, and they invited the rest of us to join in. And so I know myself, I was just thinking it was a regular party, but when we got there, it was like completely Spanish, and I feel like in where we live in Western New York, there are a lot of Spanish people. That's very normal, but it's usually Puerto Ricans. Like the majority of the Latin community is Puerto Rican. So up here, it was predominantly Mexican. So it was a lot of Mexican music, and that's where we learned cumbia, or at least I did. And they played, I think, like 2 urban songs. And so that was really different, but it was so enjoyable learning this new dance and just new line dances and being with new people that we never met. But it was so much fun.
Definitely when it came to those urban songs, I made sure I showed out.
Yes.
I made sure
we had to.
We had to, because we only got 2 of them.
Yeah.
And it was fine. And it also made me think about just like how like Spanish people or just different cultures, when they come to like a party that we throw, we usually play more urban music, and then they only get 3 of their cliche Spanish songs.
Yeah. Which is
really sad. So now if we do another party, I'm definitely going to have it more mixed up. And also that was where the little girl wanted to dance like me, and I loved her.
Yeah, it was super cute. She was following Maja around when those songs did come on, and we knew what we were doing. Maja was dancing so hard, and she goes, "I want to dance like you."
And I was like, "Girl, it takes a lot of skill."
Hilarious. But it was a lot of fun, and I mean, there were certain like people we danced with, and it was, some of them were like goofy, but just having a good time. And it really made me think, like, you don't have to be a good dancer, but you have to enjoy dancing, especially when you're dancing with a partner. You have to have a good time, even if you're not the best. Like, even like, I'm not the most skilled dancer, but I think what's important is just having fun out there. It was so enjoyable. And it actually reminded me of another party we went to later in Texas. And it was another Spanish party. And that one it wasn't as big because I think it was a house party, but it was so simple. There was good music, good food, good people. And just with that, we had such a thoroughly enjoyable time.
Yeah, and that's where I found the love of my life.
Yes.
I enjoy any man that can sleep at a dance party and still tap his feet on beat.
I promise you that's not even an exaggeration.
It wasn't.
That literally happened, and I don't understand how. Like, cowboy hat on his head, tapping his foot to the beat while sleeping at a dance party.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. That's a whole combination of craziness, but it worked out somehow.
Yeah, so it's just, if you're listening, just kidding. Speaking of love, I just want to move into my favorite dance moment. Speaking of love.
I'm like trying not to laugh, but that was such a great transition.
Yeah. Weddings. What do you think is the most important part of a wedding? Is it the ceremony or the reception? And be truthful, because for me, I'm going to pick the reception, but just to be nice, I'm going to say the ceremony. But real, it's the reception. I love the reception. I feel like that's where you can see the personality of the couple. I love the wedding part. It is beautiful, but I want to dance. That's the main reason why I go to weddings.
I want to say the same thing. My vote is the reception. I agree with you. I think the ceremony is super sweet and tender. And you get to, like, especially I feel like if I'm close to the couple and it's somebody really dear to me and I love them, it makes the ceremony just so much better. But at the end of the day, I'm usually just looking forward to the reception, just to dance,
Absolutely.
to dance and eat food and have fun. Like, I love the party part of it. I do appreciate a good ceremony, though, but my vote is reception.
Exactly. And now that we're on the reception, my favorite dance party was at a wedding that was, I think, last year or a year and a half ago.
I think so.
I think I did some of my best dancing. Guys, let me tell you, the playlist, the DJ, the aesthetic, everything about this wedding was boss. The DJ kept me on the dance floor. I couldn't even go get anything to drink. And I'm not over exaggerating. Every time I would leave to go get a cup of water and take a breath, he would play a banger and I would have to sprint back to the dance floor. So that's why it was my favorite experience. And just in case you're listening, folks, your reception was on East Ave. And I just want to let you guys know that it was amazing. And speaking of that, that is where I guess I just bring out all my dance moves. But if you know me and you know the song Africa's on, I'm going to be on that dance floor. Don't play Africa at your party if you don't want me on the dance floor by myself, just enjoying every second of the song.
I want to cut in here because I said this probably 5 times already this episode, but this is one of my favorite Marsha dance moments. I say that for everything because it really is.
I have different sides. I have different sides to my dancing. That's why.
And so when this song comes on, if you don't know the song, please go listen to it. It's Africa by Toto. Marsha does this just amazing interpretive dancing that is so funny. You will be laughing the whole time, but it's like all flowy and like very eccentric. That's what it is. It's hilarious. And if the song comes on, expect her to be on the floor and dance the whole 3.5 minutes or however long it is.
Oh, yeah. And I don't want you guys to think it's so beautiful and so elegant. It's just beautifully Maisha.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it should be described for sure.
It's amazing.
You need to know party etiquette.
Yeah, there is a lot to party etiquette when it comes to planning and when it comes to being there at a party. So I guess start at the beginning with planning.
Invites, pretty much. Mm-hmm. When it comes to invitations, for me personally, what I've learned is just to keep it simple, a simple text, send it out. This is where it's going to be at, has worked easiest for me. But one thing that I cannot stand, and I feel like if I get closer to the mic, y'all might hear me a little bit better. One thing that I cannot stand is when people do not RSVP to a party.
Marsha, now, do you always RSVP?
Also, I'm very truthful with myself when I'm a hypocrite.
Yep.
But I don't like when no one RSVPs at my party. Now I'm going to back away from the mic.
Yeah, back away a little bit, okay?
It just hurts my feelings. It hurts my feelings and it makes me feel sad and it really hinders the party planning because I remember for the Rep Your Generation party, we sent out the invitations and 58 people RSVP'd and there was 250 people that showed up.
That's a big difference.
That is a huge difference, especially when I was doing a dinner portion. That's a huge dinner.
Mm-hmm. Knowing who's going to be there is a very important part of the party.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
So I challenge myself and all of you guys to work on RSVPing to all the Zoom parties. And then maybe by the time the real parties come back, you'll be good at RSVPing.
True. When it comes to invites, I definitely don't have like a huge pet peeve with things like that. I mean, it does bother me and I feel like we should all RSVP. That's very important. My only thing when it comes to invites are that I think if you're invited, you should RSVP. If you feel like you need to have somebody else join, let the person know in advance or ask for permission. I feel like the parties, especially like the two we've known, they're not exclusive, but we do get a little picky about who we invite just because we don't like any craziness happening and we're very cautious. That's my only thing about invites is who's coming and just being careful about that. So RSVPing, I do think it's important. It doesn't bother me as much, but it's more about the technical things of who you want there and the circle of people you're inviting.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you guys heard her clearly, but I'm going to repeat the point. Please ask if you can bring somebody else along. Because personally, I don't mind, but I would just like to know who.
Yeah.
And I would just like to know. And that that's just not for dance parties. That goes along for Zoom parties too. Just don't be sharing the link. If I invited you and you want to invite somebody else, just please ask. That's it. I know I strayed away and went to Zoom parties, but it's just been weighing real heavy on my heart.
Apparently so. That's really funny. Yeah, no, it is an important thing about parties.
Okay, so another thing about dance parties and the etiquettes is dance partners, for sure. I feel like there's certain rules and certain things that comes along with being a dance partner or having one.
Yeah, there definitely is a lot that goes into it. I mean, we love dancing and a big thing is having fun, but I feel like this is something that should be discussed.
Yeah, for sure. Like for me, I think that I enjoy someone that can just vibe with me, have a good time, that is on the same dancing level as me, not skill wise, but just personality wise. Oh. Just knowing that we're having a good time, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you with that. Me, I think, and this is kind of sad and it's going to sound desperate, but I say any partner is better than no partner. That's where I insert my upside down smiley face. But it's slim picking sometimes, you know? You get what you get and you take what you can take.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's true too. And I also liked how you know, in the beginning of the podcast, when you brought out like just someone that enjoys dancing is great. Like I can remember to one of, and I know we keep calling this, pretty much we should have just called this episode our favorite dance parties, pretty much.
I know, that's all it is.
That's really is. But there was a party that was out in like Canada or something like that. And I remember that there was this guy there and he was a good dancer and he loved to dance. I'm going to put that out there. But there was just some particular things that I just didn't enjoy. And it made me feel kind of bad, you know? And I think this is kind of worth talking about because sometimes people don't know. And one of the things that just killed me is that he was coaching me while dancing. And it's like, I know how to dance to this song. So I don't want to hear, okay, go this way or go that way. Or, you know, it just kind of takes the fun out of it. It's like you're trying to instruct me. And, you know, there is times for instructions. Don't get me wrong. But like, I just didn't particularly enjoy that, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely how you do it. Because when when you're like kind of learning and getting in the groove of it, and people are like, "Oh, do this," and like it can be very pleasant. And you can learn a lot. I remember when I was first learning how to do Spanish dancing, which wasn't my norm growing up, and learning it like as I was older, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is nice." Like it was good instruction. I was taught like how to follow and what steps people take when they lead and how to do certain spins or tricks and things like that. So it can be pleasant. There is a way to do it though.
Right. It's how it's presented. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, he turned me off the whole rest of the party and I stared at my phone as if I was uninterested. I'm sorry. I just have to put that out there.
Yeah, that's serious.
Yeah. And it wasn't like he's not a bad person. It just turned me off that I just didn't want to dance with him anymore.
Yeah, there's definitely certain preferences I think we all have when it comes to our dance partners. It's always nice dancing with someone because at that party, you dance with some of the greatest Spanish dancers I feel like there are. So you had hands down, like some of the greatest. So you had some good experiences there too.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
It was fun. It was a fun party.
And that's what I enjoyed because like they led so well that I felt like I was floating on the ground. Ooh. Like even though I wasn't like amazing at dancing and like they just made me feel like I was the most amazing dancer in the building. So, and that's what I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're going to be a dance partner, you know, just ease up, have a good time. Just know that it's just a dance. That's all we're doing here. You know what I mean? And that goes along with, you know, just having fun, you know. And this brings me to my point that I just want to put out there, guys. Listen to me. Listen, Linda, brothers, ask us to dance. It's simple. Just ask us to dance.
I 100% feel you. I was going to say the same thing. It's simple.
Asking someone to dance isn't giving them a marriage license and forcing them to sign it with the pen. That's it. I feel like sometimes we feel that way, but it's not. I just thoroughly want to have a good time. I just thoroughly want to dance. And that's it. Unless you're cute.
Then it's different.
Then it's different because I might want to slide you my digits.
That's
But
hilarious.
just start here. I love dancing with my girls. I do. I enjoy it. But at the same time, I just want to dance with someone of the opposite sex. Is that wrong?
I don't think so. When it comes to like dancing, you know, with your girls, in my opinion, and I feel very strongly about this, but it is simply put a necessary evil.
Absolutely.
Like, I will if I have to. Do I necessarily want to? I'm not gonna say I do. I would be a liar if I did. I don't want to, but
Exactly.
it's fun. It could be fun and pleasant, but I would only do so when necessary.
Fully agree. I feel like we're on the same page. And a lot of us girls or females or women would be on the same page as well. So that's it. Just ask us to dance. We'll have a good time.
Yeah.
And if I slip
know.
you my number, don't be offended. It's a compliment. Ladies, when do you feel like it's the right time to kick off your shoes? Just think. When do you think it's the right time? Maria, when do you think it's the right time for you to kick off your shoes?
So I don't know. My thing about this is, and I have some mixed opinions and I will go back and forth a little bit, but only when you're on the verge of not being able to dance anymore is when I say take them off. And even then, if there's any way you can gain the strength to put them back on, I say do so. I think for certain songs, it is necessary to like take them off. Like if you're doing a line dance or something that's like really jumpy and like bouncy, I'm not mad about it. Have them off. But for the most part, if you can, like I try to keep mine on as long as possible. And if I'm very brave, I'll do a line dance. Like, I don't know, what's that? There's one like El Beeper, I think it is, and it's like a lot of like kicking and jumping. If I'm very, 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 very brave, I'll try to do that in my heels, but I am like very determined to wear them the whole night. But once they're off, I will say that.
Right. And see, like, I feel like we're the same but different as like, okay, the only reason why I'm keeping on my shoes is dancing with a partner and just to look extra cute on the floor, just in case you decide to spin me. That's the only reason why. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I think I can make it maybe 2 or 3 songs with my shoes.
Yeah.
After that,
you wear like, yeah, I don't know.
After that, they're off.
Yeah, sometimes your shoes though are like really. I feel like mine are high too, but your shoes, I feel like they need to be taken off after. A while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Because I'm definitely not dancing the lip gloss with shoes on.
Oh no. And I feel like too when it comes to like partner dancing, usually dances like when you're dancing with somebody, it's not a lot of crazy movements. It's more simple steps. So you're not putting all that pressure on your feet and it doesn't hurt that much when you're dancing with the partners. And you also look better with heels when you do so. But as a whole, like I feel like that's okay and you can push through wearing heels when you're dancing with somebody. But when you're doing like you're just dancing and vibing, or when you're doing a line dance, it is a lot more difficult to keep them on.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel that you shouldn't be embarrassed if you take off your shoes. It's natural. It's gonna happen. And I do most of my best dancing without shoes.
Yeah, it has to happen, honestly.
And at some point, your outfit's gonna be destroyed anyways. This is a thing. Yeah, you walked in looking cute. You ate while you were looking cute. You had a little snacky snack. You got 2 or 3 dances in while you were cute. Now it's time for us to bust a move, okay?
I just think the word destroy is so extreme. It's hilarious because it's like, what are you going through, a war?
Pretty much, if you dance like me, you're going through a war.
That's amazing.
But fine, maybe not destroy. You might sweat it out a little bit, okay?
You know what? Yeah, I think a big thing is like sweating the hair out too. Like, depending on your style, that definitely gets ruined after a while, which is natural. Like, it's gonna happen if you're there to dance. If you're there to be cute, you're gonna stay cute the whole night. But if you're there to dance, your shoes are coming off. You're gonna look different from when you came in to when you leave.
Kind of want to touch on like party pet peeves, because everyone has them. And I think mine is very, very, very sensitive and dear to my heart.
Mm.
And people of the world, of the internet, listen to me. Please, please, I beg you with all my heart, do not go to a dance party and don't dance.
Mm.
Just
That's a good point.
at this point, I don't want to be mean, but just don't come. But then I want you to come because I enjoy your presence as well. But at least give me a head nod or a Cupid shuffle. That's all I ask, please.
So I kind of feel the same way about this. And this is a question that I find interesting and I would like to pose to. Is this strictly with dance parties? Because I want to do a little comparison here. And I don't want to admit this on the internet, but I feel like I have no choice but to. But for example, people throw game nights. I've thrown many. Or specifically, people will do spades nights. Or for some people, euchre or whatever you like to play. But usually spades nights
Mm-hmm.
will get invited to. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this. But I unfortunately do not really know how to play spades. Okay, I don't know at all. Like I try to learn like maybe once or twice, but I don't know how to play spades. If I'm invited to a spades night, I will not play the game naturally. So
Okay.
is it one of those things where it's like if you don't do this certain activity, should you not come? Or is it more towards just dancing at a party? Do you feel the same way?
So this is pretty loaded. First of all, I feel like you've offended all the auntie and uncles
I'm
that are
sorry.
going to listen to this because you don't know how to play spades.
Please
Just
forgive
for the
me.
just for the mere fact that you don't know how to play spades, I don't think you should come to the party. That's my simple answer. Because it's downright inappropriate.
It's disrespectful and it's rude. And please, everybody, do not judge me.
Judge her, roast her.
Please don't. I'm so
Someone
sorry.
give her Zoom lessons on how to play spades.
Please do.
Be-
I would accept any lessons. Seriously, though.
yeah, the only lesson you can't learn is how to smack down a card on a table. That's
true.
something that just comes naturally.
Yeah,
you got to
that's true.
smack that card on the table.
You know, I do play other games though. Like I am a card player. I just don't do.
Oh yeah. Yo, don't play nerds with Maria though.
That's to be another episode.
That's got to be another episode. But you know what? To me, I feel like you should participate in the activity though. Like I
Yeah.
don't enjoy people that come to game nights that don't want to play a game. Like if we're playing
That's
a
true.
group game, oh, I don't want to play. So why are you here?
That's true. It is a big difference with not knowing how to and just not wanting to.
Right.
And I kind of feel like that too. And I just think to myself, and I'm gonna like kind of contradict myself with this whole comparison I made just to embarrass myself, I guess. But when it comes to a card night, and if it is like a smaller or just any type of card night or game night or anything like that, if someone does not play, which I do not encourage, but if someone does not play, it doesn't really take away from the party. But when you go to a dance party and someone does not dance, or if it's a group of people not dancing, it does kind of take away from it because
Absolutely.
you have like that anxiety, like people are on the floor, but like people aren't on the floor, or do they not like the song? Like, is there a problem? Why are they here? Like you have all this stuff racing through your mind when someone's not dancing at your party. When someone's not playing a game, you can still kind of mingle and socialize and it's okay, but it's a little different if the floor starts becoming empty.
Right. And then as a party host, you're starting to feel that anxiety. Like, is my party whack? You know?
Right. Yeah.
And nobody ever wants to feel that.
Yeah.
Every party host goes through that moment for a second, but you don't want to feel that. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I still feel that people just participate a little bit.
Yeah. And even if it's like a 1-2 step or like a little you snap to the beat or like something simple, I just feel like you should be on the dance floor. I agree with Maisha with this. I think it's very important to be involved in a party, especially if you're being invited and coming all the way to be there.
Right. Because I will pull chairs. Trust and believe me.
Yeah.
But okay, so enough on my pet peeve. What is one of yours?
Mine isn't really as in depth. My pet peeve, I guess, is just foolishness. I don't like it. I don't stand for it. I just don't want people to act up.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
very general, but it needs to be general. Any form of foolishness, I don't like to be a part of.
Yeah, don't come acting a fool.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to move on to some of our favorite songs that gets us moving.
There's certain songs that make you just run to the dance floor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, I got that swag. I'm on the floor.
I have videos like, and I feel like I said this before too, but I have so many videos of Masha dancing to the song, and it's iconic. That is her song. If it's played, she's on the floor.
Oh yeah. If I hear this is how we do it, it's over. I'm
Yes.
on there. I'm about to kill it. Those are the
Mhm.
songs that literally, if I was in a bathroom, I would come out of that bathroom
Before or after washing your hands.
because I'm on this podcast. I'm gonna say and wash my hands, then run out.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
it just because coronavirus. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna wash my hands. But before, I don't know. It would have been a real tricky decision.
You are so funny. I think for myself, usually any song that has my name in it, any Maria song,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter if it's Carlos Santana, if it's the Refugees, if it's what's that band All Time Low, which is like a rock song. I don't care. Or like the Spanish songs, Maria Se Fue, like any song with
Mm-hmm.
my name in it, I'm going to dance to. That I don't know. I just feel so lively. I feel so like it's just so me.
You feel like a celebrity.
Oh my god. No. But I just love it. Like it just makes me happy. Like I love when people sing Maria songs to me. I love dancing to them. My other song, and I feel like this is my main song, and this probably has been my song since I was in, I don't know, elementary and middle school. I don't know how old the song is Lip Gloss. And Maja mentioned this song before too.
Yes.
That's my song.
Little Mama.
Little Mama Lip Gloss, that's my song.
Yes.
Other than that, I am a big throwbacks person. It doesn't matter if it's a party or if I'm just at my house cleaning or anything. Anything from the 80s to the early 2000s, I rock with. I'm dancing to it. I'm having a good time and I'm living my best life.
Yeah. So when you're living your best life, are you jumping around?
So I have strong opinions about this. I have very, very, very strong opinions about this. I think all dance is beautiful. I appreciate all dancing. I'll start off with that. I do not enjoy songs that you just jump around to.
But what if it's jump around, jump?
I mean, okay. I'll get down with that. But for the most part, those songs are just jumping and fist pumping and waving and just doing all that. I don't know. I just can't get down with it.
I feel like you feel this way because it's connected to one of the songs you hate the most to be played at parties.
It is. It is.
I feel like it's strongly connected to that. Tell the people, tell the people what song that is.
And again, I will say this first. I don't hate the song. If you like the song, I'm sorry. It's a good song. It's fun. But the song I strongly dislike when it's played at parties is Turn Down for What?
Turn down for what?
Yes, that's it. That's it. I will dance to it if I have to.
Not me.
And I'm even cringing, like just saying this, like if I have to. But and that's the song you just jump to. And I respect it. You do you have a great time and people love the song and they love dancing to it at parties. I do not. You will probably never see me dance to that song unless I'm being forced on a dance floor, unless it's peer pressure. It's just not my preference.
Guys, this goes back to when I said Maria is so nice and so gracious because I'm not dancing to the song. And I'm definitely gonna walk outside when the song comes on. I'm gonna take a nice cool break. I'm gonna have to cool off. I just can't get down with it. Yeah, it's not me. But let me tell you something. I think I slightly dislike the cha-cha slide less.
So this is where I have a problem for several reasons. The first being is that, Masha, you chose the title for this episode and it's named after that song.
I know, but I can't stand it. I can't stand when it's played at parties. I just want the dance to be extinct. I am so tired of cha-cha real smooth. Cha-cha again.
Okay.
Turn it out.
So this is where I do not agree with Masha at all. Let the people know. Maybe I don't play spades, but I do appreciate the cha-cha slide.
Okay, that is not the same. That is not the same. Come on.
No, it's not the same, but I feel like I just need to mention it. The cha-cha slide is a classic. It has to be played at every party. I won't say it's the greatest dance, but you can add some variety. You could do some stuff with your arms. You could kick a little bit like to the side. You can change it up and switch it up and make the cha-cha slide fun. You don't have to clap on every beat. You could clap on every other if you need to. The cha-cha slide is a classic. It will go down in history, and I will forever dance to it and play it at every single party.
Please don't. This is a thing. When we had the all-white party, requested that the DJ not play the cha-cha slide. And what was played? The cha-cha slide.
I'm happy.
And guess what I did? I danced to it. So as much as I can't stand the song, and as much as I'm tired of it, I will always dance to it, though.
It's too much of a classic not to.
Are we going to say classic?
It's a classic, okay?
Fine, it's a dance song classic. I guess it's a classic when we used to do it in gym class.
Yeah, if you did it in elementary school and gym class, you already know.
Also, how did we forget to talk about the Cotton Eye Joe? Because that should go down in history. It is the Cotton Eye Joe.
I agree. Now, every time I feel like when I dance to Cotton Eye Joe, it's like, man, this song is long. You feel like it's short, but for some reason, every time I dance to it, I always think like, I forgot how long this song is, and it keeps going on.
You be dead tired.
Yeah, it's such a simple dance, but it's a long song.
It is a long song. It is. All right, so now we're here. We're at the end of the party. Okay, you were the DJ. Would you play a hype song, a slow song, or, like a cool down song for your last song to close out the party?
Just a nice cool down vibe song. Everybody's packing up. Everybody's leaving. Hopefully everybody's helping to clean.
We'll get to that.
And I just say, like, just cool down and take it easy. But if you can, I say do a hype song. What about you?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Cool down. I'm probably most likely going to play Closing Time because I need everybody's heart rates to go down. I need them to fold up a chair, wipe down the table, sweep a floor. And this goes back to party etiquette. Please help your party host clean up after. They went through the time and effort and money to throw a party so you can have a great time. Just simply pack up a table for me, But yeah, definitely I'm doing Closing Time because I need everybody to cool down. And matter of fact, we're cooling down now.
Cooling down.
We made it through our first podcast, Maria.
Yay. After this whole discussion, I think we all can be in agreement that we are long overdue for a dance party.
Super.
Yes, we look forward to when the world opens up again and it will be safe. And when it does, we will celebrate.
So I just want to say thank you for chilling with us on the couch today. We really appreciate it. So you guys are going to be able to check out all the clips on Instagram. Check out our website where things will be posted, and we're going to go in more detail about the parties. There's going to be pictures, there's going to be videos so that you guys can really feel the experiences of being with us when we were at these parties, Also, we are going to drop a playlist for you guys with some of our favorite songs that we mentioned here on the episode and some extras so that, when you guys are cleaning and stuff, y'all can have your own little dance party.
That's right.
Yeah, so visit our Instagram at Couch Cushions Podcast. And then you can go ahead and head over to our website at couchcushionspodcast.com.